The Book of Jeremiah, the weeping prophet and God's never-ending call to please. Just listen. The Book of Jeremiah is like reading the diary of the ultimate underdog prophet. Jeremiah is tasked with delivering some of the hardest messages to the people of Judah, and he does it with more tears than a heartbroken rom-com character. Nicknamed the Weeping Prophet, Jeremiah's life wasn't exactly rainbows and sunshine. Imagine being sent to warn your entire nation that they're headed for disaster, and no one listens to you. It's like being the guy with a "the end is near" sign, but you're actually right, and no one's buying it. Despite all the rejection and suffering, Jeremiah's message is one of hope in the midst of judgment. He teaches us that even when it feels like the whole world's falling apart, God's got a plan, and he's not giving up on his people. So buckle up and let's dive into this emotional roller coaster of a book. Chapter 1. Jeremiah, the prophet nobody wanted to be. Jeremiah didn't exactly sign up for this gig. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, God tells him, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." It's like Jeremiah had no choice but to step into his destiny, whether he liked it or not. Spoiler, he didn't. Jeremiah responds like any of us would if God handed us a life of hardship and rejection. "Ah, sovereign Lord, I do not know how to speak. I am too young." Jeremiah 1 verse 6. Basically, Jeremiah is trying to get out of it, pulling the classic, "I'm too young for this" card. But God's not having it. He reassures Jeremiah, saying, "Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you." Jeremiah 1 verse 8. This is a lesson we can all relate to. When God calls us to do something hard, it's tempting to throw up excuses, but God's not interested in how qualified we feel. He's already got the plan, and he promises to be with us through it all, even if it involves some serious weeping along the way. Chapters 2 to 29. Rebellious people and a prophet who just can't quit. For the next 27 chapters, Jeremiah delivers God's warnings to the people of Judah, and it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. No matter how much he tells them to turn back to God, they keep doing their own thing, worshiping idols, and making really bad life choices. It's like Jeremiah is that friend who's constantly saying, "Dude, maybe you should stop texting your ex," and Judah's like, "Nah, I got this." God's messages through Jeremiah aren't exactly gentle. He accuses the people of spiritual adultery, Jeremiah 3 verse 20, compares them to a broken cistern that can't hold water, Jeremiah 2 verse 13, and warns them that they're heading straight for destruction if they don't repent. Despite the harsh warnings, Jeremiah's heart is breaking for his people. In Jeremiah 9 verse 1, he says, "Oh, that my head were a spring of water and my eyes a fountain of tears. I would weep day and night for the slain of my people." Jeremiah's not just delivering a message. He's living the heartbreak of seeing his nation fall apart. Chapters 30, 33. Hope in the middle of the mess. God's plan for restoration. Just when things seem completely hopeless, Jeremiah drops some serious hope bombs. In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, one of the most famous verses in the Bible, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse is like the light at the end of a very dark tunnel. God tells the people that even though they're going into exile in Babylon, it's not the end of the story. Nah, he's got a plan to bring them back and restore everything they've lost. It's like God saying, "Yes, you've messed up big time, but I'm still not done with you." In Jeremiah 31, God promises a new covenant, one where he will write his law on their hearts and forgive their sins. It's the ultimate comeback story, showing that no matter how far we've fallen, God's mercy is always bigger than our mistakes. These chapters remind us that even when life feels like a dumpster fire, God's working behind the scenes to bring restoration. It might take some time. Hello, 70 years of exile. But his plans for us are good, and he's not giving up. Chapters 34, 52. Judgment, exile, and the sad goodbye. The rest of the book is like watching the inevitable happen. Judah keeps ignoring Jeremiah's warnings, and finally, the hammer comes down. Babylon invades, Jerusalem is destroyed, and the people are taken into exile. It's the tragic end to years of rebellion, and Jeremiah's worst fears come true. But even in the midst of all this, God never leaves his people without hope. Jeremiah continues to remind them that exile isn't the final chapter. God will bring them back, and his promises of restoration are still on the table. It's like God is saying, yeah, you're grounded, but it's not forever. We're going to work this out. Jeremiah's life isn't exactly a fairy tale. He faces rejection, imprisonment, and heartbreak. But through it all, he stays faithful to God's call. His story teaches us that even when we're standing alone, even when everything around us is falling apart, God's still in control, and he's always working toward redemption. So in conclusion, Jeremiah, a prophet of tears and hope. The book of Jeremiah is a masterclass in perseverance, faith, and the relentless love of God. Jeremiah's life wasn't easy, and his message wasn't popular, but he stayed faithful to what God called him to do. Even in the face of judgment and destruction, Jeremiah never gave up hope, because he knew that God's love for his people would never fail. Jeremiah reminds us that even when we're at our lowest, when we've made mistakes, ignored God's warnings, and faced the consequences, God is still offering us a way back. His plans for us are always for good, and his mercy is greater than any mess we make. If Jeremiah could keep going in the face of rejection and heartbreak, then we can trust God to guide us through whatever challenges we face.